Speaking order. Drawing will be in the order nominated. The order is.
Age before beauty. Come on, guys.
Yes.
Four on Conley. 2 on Defendall. 3 on Bird. And
One.
Chris George, number 1.
I could tell you which way that was going.
I got 4.
George, Defendall, Bird, Conley.
Okay, the order is going to be Chris George, Michael Defendall, Chris Bird, Will Connolly. Chris George is recognized.
Well, good morning. My name is Chris George. I'm from San Antonio, and I'm here to ask for your vote to be the next committee man for SREC District 25. A little bit about myself real quick. I've been married to the same wonderful woman for 19 years. We have 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl. I've been a member of the same church for the last 26 years, where I've served as a deacon and a Sunday school teacher, and am currently leading one of the leaders for one of our fellowship weekly groups, Bible study groups. I also have spent my career in accounting and banking. I held an active CPA license for 10 years and then transitioned to banking about 14 years ago, where I work in commercial and corporate banking, making loans to large and mid-sized businesses, including not-for-profits such as ours. So anyhow, let me just tell you why I'm up here and why I want your vote today. I've been very involved in state and local politics for the last 25 years, mostly in SD 25. I've spent a little bit of time in 26 and in SD 4. And during that time, like most of you, I have been a precinct chairman, an election clerk, an election judge, a block walker, a phone banker, finance chairman. I've helped with many campaigns over the years, including my own when I ran for state rep in 2000, where I got 41% of the vote in a fairly Democrat district after knocking on 13,000 doors. I've been a delegate to every state convention since 1994 and have attended each of those except for 2014 when a family member of mine passed away that same week. I've chaired my SD convention, served on many of the SD committees, and even chairing some of those. I'm a former SREC member back in 2002 to 2004, and former treasurer of the Bexar County Republican Party. But you've all done stuff like that too, and that just shows you that I'm one of you. But you know, the best thing I think that we have going for us is our platform and the values and the ideas that we have in that platform. We have the best thing to offer the state of Texas and really America politically, and I think we have the best political party anywhere in this country. You know, the protections and the ideas and the things that we see in there, from pro-life, pro-family, pro-God, pro-business, keeping government in check, giving parents rights and controls over their kids and what they're taught. Those are the things that improve people's lives and make them better. And we see that time and time again. If there's anything that Donald Trump showed us, was that when we actually govern with our platform, we actually implement that, put those things into law, like building a wall along the border, or passing a pro-life law that limits abortions in the state by 60%. I saw an article the other day. We actually win. We don't just win votes, but we make converts, and people's lives are improved. So I want to join you and become a member of this great body so that I can roll up my sleeves, get in here, help you guys not just plan for the next convention, but plan and strategize as to how we can elect more and more strong Republicans so that we can not just keep what we have in Texas, but grow it and make it an even better place and continue to make it the envy of this country. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Chris George.
Michael Defendall is recognized.
Hello, everyone. Carmen Calderon. You all know me. I've known Mike for about 6 or 7 years now, and he's a true patriot, a true activist, and he's ready to get the work done. No drama comes with Mike. He's here to just work and help the party and rebuild. He does everything at the local level and the state level. He served on many committees, and he has my full support, and I hope he has the support of you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. As everybody said, my name is Mike Defendahl. I know most of you. I've worked with you throughout the various legislative sessions, and I appreciate all the work that this body does. Why I'm here. Might have heard there's a convention coming up in June. Last time was just some challenges that we had. So my first ask, if I have the honor of sitting right next to Chris, would be to ask the chairman to put me on Grace's Convention Contingency Committee. I applaud all the work that the committee did. There may be some tough decisions we may have to do. I hope we don't have to. I want to have a wonderful convention in Houston, but we owe those 9,000 delegates transparency that we have a plan. After everything that happened last time, we need to give. So.
Folks, Chris Bird comes to us very well decorated, not just with the trafficking. We see the children that are coming across that border, as well as the ones within our cities that are being used in the rape slave trade. This is a gentleman that I don't just have to call an attorney. This is a gentleman who's a counselor. He is the individual, the law enforcement. He's been to this coming year of crazy that we're fixing to find. You thought the last convention was fun. I nominate, obviously, Chris Bird.
I have been very active in the party there, and right before I walked up here, he told me that he was backing out, and he wanted me to tell you that he was doing so that he could send that in some material I had passed out about that. Chip and I are very good friends, worked hard for him. There's a complete understanding as to how that came about, and I specifically was in good, strong support, and I just wanted to mention that because it's been brought up to my attention. He took me around at his invitation and introduced me to a lot of folks, as did Chris Coons. And I want to continue the work that Mark has started, and so you could expect from me that same kind. Able to sing like Chris Coons and Rhonda Lacey, but I had back to a time with Bob Hall where he was asked the question, what do you expect out of a candidate? If they use some materials with my background of a lot of the things that we protect her in these days. We are facing times where Texas.
Recognize Will Conley.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the SREC candidates on that ballot, and in a very quick, short window, and of the grassroots. I've been involved here in Hays County to be elected as the youngest county official in Hays County's history to a 4-1 Democratic court, and I was the only lone in the things that we stand for. I led that effort to a complete sweep of all county offices in our favor, and I led all our law enforcement efforts in Hays County in this region for over 15 years. Hays County had one of the lowest crime rates in an urban attack in our county, and I helped lead the effort to ensure that state served on every regional board and organization in Central Texas. I have a broad understanding. I left the county in 2018. I left the county in third source funded group in Wimberley to try to take over our school board. So I was called to service again. Social agendas of today. I ask for your consideration.
Each nominee may have one observer to witness. Observer.
Would you do that? Yes,
Lots of Chris's.
Just right, Chris.
Yeah. SREC members' official proxy shall be entitled to receive one paper ballot. Will the 3 members of the tellers committee distribute the ballots?
Right in front of us?
Jill has one here. An unmarked ballot.
I'm sure it's right the last name or, okay. Anybody else?
Everybody's ballot collected? We'll stand at ease while the votes are counted.
Had some ups and some downs. At one point, I was being because I don't have an XLR on the end of it. I got the this and put a picture of the Kim Jong-il. I chose to tell put in 6 months ago, a couple back, and they voted against me. And I was 61. So you don't got to, I mean, working with Congress, the staff, email, maintaining the database, sending out emails.
He did it with this.
Governor Patrick says there are no. It's been good.
Yeah, I wasn't president of a club. Yes. Yeah.
It's going to be just the best. It's going to be
In person. I'm praying we can do that in-person convention for sure. So, because I'm
Don't touch the ballot. Touch the word of the ballot. The problem is I'm going to do this. Right, but the problem.
Five committeemen. The number of votes cast, and Chris George received 8 with 1 illegal ballot. Mr. Devendall withdraws.
Point of information.
David Wiley, and at that point, would 30 votes be a majority of the votes cast?
No.
well, so the one.
Mr. George drops out as well.
There's a way of looking.
So we are passing out ballots right now. Please get your ballot from the teller. And please mark on the both Mr. Devendall and Mr. George.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
I just have to start repeating questions because it takes the microphone quick. I figured that. Okay. Here.
So are you going? Okay. You guys ready? Oh, yeah.
There was one of these.
Max is turning. Max to have more than one person to like.
So they have he said, well, you can go buy this stuff.
Mega oil.
Well, for you.
Was that occasionally we do it all the time. Walter. Eggs, you just have to mix it in his food. Because he wants what Spencer
dairy features well, so he eats a different diet. You still have to feed him his food. So, great thing about owning your own business, you just take your dog to work day.
Yeah, we probably do.
Copyright on this.
This is. Got the second vote. Yeah.
Action is 31. Chris Bird received 39. SD 25 committeeman. Congratulations. Please state your 2 committeemen. Donnie Weisenbaker is nominated. Hearing none. Nominations for SD in order nominated.
Same as the nomination order.
Morning. I'm Bruce Bishop, and I want to share this little story. I met a lot of you at the December meeting, and at that time I had and then Donnie said, well, you know, Bruce, I'm going to run. You're welcome to run if you want to. So to drop out and support Donnie. I've known Donnie for a long time in the district, been caucus chairman. He's been the county chairman for a long time. We've got some great leaders in SD.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Donnie Weisenbaker. I'm asking for your vote. Convention being a cyber convention, and there being no way to challenge weighted vote. And after the caucus was over, they called me and told me they had retabulated. But what we've got to do going forward is we've got to make sure that good conservatives going on behind and love. But what I'm really, really excited about is this local government committee where this is something I tried in my county about 8 years ago, purpose under heaven. Believe me, folks, the time is right now and they're willing to get involved in politics.
At least, well, gosh, 2016, I guess, when I first Christian man. He is principled. He represents our values. He will work hard. I've known Russ personally, so I would like to nominate him, and I would ask for your vote for him. It's just important for the district to have someone who will be.
Thank you, Jill. And I have a blended family. We have 7 adults who are guardians of sanity in the world of politics in Texas. A very important role. A group of right-wing extremists agrees with them. You can point back to our platform and say, here's thousands of delegates who helped define it. We cannot dilute our platform because no concession here from all over the country what it means to be a Republican in Texas. Number 1, Texans are by their parents, rest anyone. We must together remain strong and resolute, focused.
She's on the 2 committee man, the chairman. The ballots are being distributed.
Now I got to get these all stuck in my head.
I bet Kelly knows.
You put yours in?
Oh, yes, I thought I already had. Thank you. I was going to save that yellow sheet. Yes, ma'am.
Debbie, Mary, and Stanko. These while the votes are being counted.
People want, you know. I was really glad that this is really worked hard on that. There's still slaughtered the last few guys. Unopposed on the Republican side. Bobby Everly will be the GOP chair. I know, but all night, and I mean, and that was one of the things they talked about at the time yes, got it.
The results, you may take your seat. West with SG4.
Mr. Chairman, Rhonda Anderson for Senate District 1.
Nominations for SD 27 committee order. Recognize Roman Perez.
My name's Mark McKegg. I'm a former SREC member, and one of the roles I currently have is as the volunteer legal counsel for the Cameron County Republican Party. And in the time I've known him, he's a helper. He works with our candidates. He works with our a donor, always looking for a way to help and grow our party. It's a passion. And I know he would be a tremendous asset for 17 years to his wife, to two fantastic kids, an active member of his church, and giving folks exposure, working to build the party in Cameron County, who tried to enforce these draconian mask mandates. Really, I hate to have to bring this up. I think it's important that everyone know, committee woman, it was, in my opinion, a baseless lawsuit. Cost the Cameron County Republican Party over $15,000 in legal fees. Some of that's going to be picked up by the taxpayer. Appeals ruled in Morgan's favor. And I think when we're trying to build the party down there, going into the convention process, conservative, thank you for your consideration. Won't be near that long.
Fellow SREC members, D27 in the great Magic Valley where I was born and spent 1/3 of my life. Blue, I support Dr. Gonzalez to bring sound. That was a well-deserved lawsuit. That's a very contentious area. If you were involved in any of it,
Good morning, everybody. Walter West here. Some of you guys know I have been working down along the district of up to.
Bless you.
Dr. With some of the folks in the Democrat leadership, some of the folks in the Republican, he has been a strong voice to folks that are trying to find their way in, not just border security down there, but you have the expanded area, not just Brownsville. He's the one who's going to move our party to a different position down there. Vote for Dr. Ray.
God bless you all. I thank you all for those of you who are at the worship service. Is that not that you're religious, but that your religion is so loud. You may remember she said the dogma lives so loudly in you. That's problematic. That sake of convenience is because the dogma has not lived loudly enough. I'm happy, honored to serve next to you fighting the good fight. God bless you.
The name of your preference to fill the vacancy for SD 27 committee man.
No, you're on table.
Vote early, vote often.
So,
Here, I'll just
start over there. There you go.
put one there.
Be sure and do yours.
Thank you. I will.
Whether they want to get involved in race the charity.
Yeah. Tiebreaker.
I don't know. I think it's 62.
Yeah, no.
Keep voting. I'm just giving a little mic check.
Yes.
Everybody got a ballot?
Like your ballot. This is my voting.
Okay.
Sorry, I see it.
Yeah, I know, I just got it, so I
You want to end the meeting or here? The line. Join the test meeting.
Stand at ease while the ballots are counted.
You're not a watcher.
Candidates.
You're gonna go to the one
No,
for this
I'm
morning?
not listening.
Here is tell us though, please.
Yes. I know.
Is she talking?
Okay. Almost. I got her on the laptop.
We can cut this one off.
Got her. So the second time I got her on here, and then I plugged. So now I can input through USB. I can't do input output through USB. So I went back to the headphones. All the bodies.
I just came to my expert. That's easier than trying to.
SD 27 committee man results. This is the last election. Ballots. Congratulations, Dr. We have the last election.
Yeah. I'd like to nominate Matt Patrick.
For the officials committee are closed. Ask the secretary to prepare slips of paper 1 through 3, representing each.
You don't need admission exams, now it's time to hold that math practice. He will tell you they're going to do it themselves.
He would say overruled.
Same order of the okay. Steve Evans is recognized. Appreciate it. I don't need it. Thank you, members. I'm not going to make a long speech. I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sean Cheevan, representing SD 17, which is parts of Harris County, Brazoria County, Fort Bend. in party politics since 2008. Attended my first convention, judged my first election that year, became precinct chair in 2014. I was a RNC delegate in 20 committee. Really excited to be a part of that. I was also a member of the Legislative Priorities Committee. I was the Secretary of Partnerships and Coalitions, and I'm the chair of the Special Committee in November. Biden, through his incompetence, has handed us a golden opportunity to making big inroads there, but we've got to have a organized, coherent. Thank you.
Recognize Matt Patrick. Morning or good afternoon, whichever it is. I'll lose track of time. I'm Matt Patrick, SC16, like the other two gentlemen running. First term on SREC, what we do, learning the practices and the customs. And I didn't think it was appropriate for a first termer to try and serve on that committee. I think the experience that you have from being on here, I retired from corporate world and started my own company. It's a one-man band consulting company. Before that, with about $170 million in revenue. Prior to that, I was the treasurer of a Fortune 500 company. Prior to that, I spent 10 years in corporate banking, doing international deals and secured development deals. And when I was still in, I've been doing work that is directly related to what this committee does for the past 35 years. The Officials Committee is to work collegially with that group to make sure that the RPT does not get in trouble. We review documents. We assist the chair offers to run for things in public office, literally not involved. So this is about service, and I have a servant heart, and that's why I want to serve on the Officials Committee. I appreciate your vote. Thank you very much.
Watchers. I'll ask the
I got this.
Yeah. You should get a bonus today. A bonus.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was being my teller.
You don't have a ballot?
I don't.
Oh, hang on one second.
Can I have one?
Can
I have one?
Nobody ever see, it's like people don't see us.
Don't you know who he is?
We didn't receive one. I think we're good.
Yes. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, that's so cool.
What happened?
What are we gonna do?
There are.
I assume y'all already filled this.
Big guy Carl has worked on some of the, it's a spreadsheet that says 2 names.
Work the numbers for Harris.
It's almost done.
Eric's deferring.
We have a battle of yes.
So we had.
Not a two-way, but maybe a two-way. You stay here.
Three votes with the same three candidates under the rules. Next round, I believe the candidates have spoken. Given the results and seeing where all three are, they might ballots.
We spoke too soon.
These are really sticky. Y'all make sure that there's only one there.
Yes, only one, I promise.
It needs to be the name of.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for those of you who voted for me. It's a long day run if I do come back for officials committee next term, but for this time, he's who I'm going to be supporting.
Does everybody have a ballot?
Love them.
You were doing kids.
Yeah, grandkids love them.
I'm ready to turn it in.
I'm ready.
Chairman, to be fair, can I ask everyone that was going to vote for Matt Patrick to vote?
That's around 30.
The vacancy plus the mortgage vote. The voting body is 363.
Yes, sir.
So Dr. Red not working. Her battery rated.
Right.
Return to the Apple Store immediately.
Right.
It's for Valentine's.
That's it. I love it. I need a new phone and I've just put it off because, bought Sprint. And supposedly I can have the screen fixed for, $29. Yeah.
Is rolling over
Well,
his grave when he sees somebody's covered. You covered the corners.
That's not
Immediately
bad.
it'll
No.
boost you, but
I don't even, it's bad off. Like it's cracked here, all over stuff. I have to do it from the camera and then I can fix it
a
or
lot of
whatever.
times the Shield guys have got an insurance thing where they have a guarantee that's under the car one night.
Yeah.
Changing the oil.
Uh-huh.
Laying in the driveway, changing the oil. I mean, it was this much.
Yep. I don't even know how I damaged the
Why are there 60? Oh. One with one illegal ballot. Session, reconvene the general session. We weren't too bad. We're about Bruce Bishop. You still here? Bruce, as the admin's report. I want to see, and people see it. The poll, he is underwater in the state of Texas with every single age group. Thing that he's done that you approve of. And they even include things like personal demeanor. And the polling numbers on Republicans versus Democrats. Party affiliate, more people identify themselves as Democrats. Each new poll, when you read the cross, don't necessarily capture enthusiasm, Republican shift, and a poll's indexing to party as it has traditionally been split in a state. Poll's going to be, Many as 40% of Democrats are just not enthused about this next election at full speed. We just had a national week of training. We're working together. Director is fantastic, as is Drew Sexton, our regional director. And we have a very close relationship. 144 trainings for our election integrity effort. We had budgeting pledged along with a significant portion of it already in. I just mentioned where we're focused on election integrity, the primary. January 28th and February 7th, 203 calls, which as made 183,438 door knocks, 150,000. Primary election, we're trying to build momentum that we can then take after the primary election. That's their single largest initiative by concentrating our field directors with voter engagement and under Joe Biden for the next 9 months until we get to replace our. He asked, what do you say to Democrats who's fan that thinks this is the year? We have every reason to be optimistic, and I think as long as we put in the work convention, and we so far, it's looking very promising. It looks Chairman Dickey too, and he's doing the corporate part of it. We're doing for a goal, and was like, yeah, I think it was low. And I'll give you a message about convention. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that is the conclusion of my report.
Elections are on the horizon, but nobody seems to realize that they're coming. So y'all need to get out in your counties. You need to be talking to your activists. Used, and because it does by every county, guys, this have money. You just had to have passion. Right? Make sure that we are getting these people out there. Thanks.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
I have a megaphone of a voice, so I'm going to speak on your election, and congratulations to those that ran and lost. I hope you guys stay involved. A quick reminder for everybody in this report so we can see, I'm going to show you how we ended our conducting fundraising costs, which is obviously different than how did that turn out that way.
So we can't see that. We can't.
To our federal account, our state account, and this account. And I know there was questions about the January federal report the federal government gives us, and there could be contributions as high enough that require daily reports, but I didn't include that because at the end of the year, our direct mail did come in. Oh, go ahead and move to the next slide. So this is where we stand. Direct mail is a little underwater in January because above water as the checks come in. And I numbers on February 10th. It's nice to have a meeting. Go ahead. Go ahead, move to the next slide. More informative, this is where we stand. Monthly payments for the insurance. So while this is a big difference here, this just is basically we were on expenses for the month of January. So go ahead. For the month, but that's the first month of the year. If you go ahead to the next slide. This is similar years. Both of these slides are very, very similar. Go ahead and scroll up, which I hope so because we have 7.5% inflation. So, good job, Mr. Chairman. We ended the year with 755. If you recall, the chairman and I 1,000 since the end of the year. So that's generally a good. At one point, I forgot to mention at the beginning, money we spend towards politics. I'll be available for questions after this.
Thank you. Call upon Dr. Tim Wesley to provide the report of the historian.
Hello, everyone.
Good
All right. Yeah, enthused to be able to stay on board here as historian to complete my obligation. So I'm in all things history for the great state of Texas. And with that being said, I've had County Republican women heading to Rockwall, Texas, April 11th, 2022, to share things about coming up in February. This one should have been up higher. The Conservative Republican women of Northeast Texas and Mount Pleasanton on February 24th. So I'm looking forward to those. For those of you that have events that you like me out, we have newsletters that are continually going out. The last newsletter was under newsletters. You'll see that latest newsletter. We have one coming out. People make up for that. You'll find out how much the Republican Party has influence and had party county offices. And so lots of great history coming up. I'd like to leave you all with something great. Anytime I get a chance, children and our children's children, they're depending on us to be able to be guards around the time that Norris Wright Cooney, who was the first African American to be the Republican Party chair, great things. He founded a fraternal trust in the great state of Texas. He was the one that made sure that funds were available for Black physicians. He also had a barbershop. He ultimately built the Black Business District in Fort Worth, Texas in the mid-1900s. And he built he was the former principal of Old Colored High School, and also was a Confederate general and eventually Grand Wizard of the KKK. So imagine that. Your father was owned by the Grand Wizard of the KKK. You went on to lead the Republican Party of Texas, part of the helping of the organizing of Kaufman County Republican Party. And in the end, in 1892, he was also the secretary of the RPT in 1891. And so I can go on and on about him. You can at our state capitol as I was at a rally. I had a mom bring her son up to me, and she said, he missed you speaking at the Alamo. And he said, Mom, I need to get held a little low. He looks up, and he smiles, and he's shaking my hand. And she said, I had to get here because he heard about the history, and he wanted to see your story for the Republican Party of Texas. God bless you. God bless the state of Texas.
It is. Are you okay?
Executive session.
No.